Fix the output shaft rear bearing with a special tool. Place the press tool. Press out the output shaft with a hydraulic press and remove the rear bearing. Remove the rear clamp spring with a spring plier. Fix the 4th and 5th gear driven gear set with a special tool. Press out the output shaft with a hydraulic press and remove the 5th gear driven gear and the 4th gear driven gear. Remove the gear ring spacer. Fix the 3rd gear driven gear with a special tool. Press out the output shaft with a hydraulic press and remove the 3rd gear driven gear. Remove the 2nd gear driven gear. Remove the 2nd gear needle bearing and the 2nd gear synchronizing ring. Remove the 1st and 2nd gear synchronizer outer ring. Remove the clamp spring with a spring plier. Remove the 1st and 2nd gear synchronizing gear. Remove the 1st gear synchronizing ring assembly. Remove the 1st gear driven gear. Remove the 1st gear needle bearing. Fix the output shaft from bearing with a tool. Place the press tool. Press out the press tool with a hydraulic press and remove the front bearing. Notes: 1. Make sure that all parts are cleaned before installation. 2. The removed stop rings and pins cannot be reused and must be replaced. 3. Check if the cone bearing and the needle bearing are normal. Replace them if necessary. 4. Check if the gear tooth space, the gear tooth surface, the helical tooth, and inner diameter are normal. 5. The operation area must be applied with gear oil before installation. 6. Protections must be conducted when pressing, according to the operation specification manual of the hydraulic press. Install the bearing to the output shaft with a hydraulic press. Install the 1st gear needle bearing. Install the 1st gear driven gear. Install the 1st gear synchronizing ring assembly. Install the 1st and 2nd gear synchronizing gear. Install the front clamp spring with a spring plier. Install the 2nd gear needle bearing. The 2nd gear synchronizing ring assembly and the 1st and 2nd gear synchronizer outer ring. Install the 2nd gear driven gear and 3rd gear driven gear. Install the 3rd gear driven gear to the output shaft with a hydraulic press. Install the gear bushing. Install the 4th and 5th gear driven gear. Install the 4th and 5th gear-driven gear into the output shaft with a hydraulic press. Install the rear clamp spring with a spring plier. Install the output shaft rear bearing into the output shaft with a hydraulic press. After installation, check the gears on the output shaft for rotation smoothness. Check the clearance between the synchronizing ring and the synchronizing gear with a clearance gauge. The first and second gear's synchronizing ring clearance 1.7 plus minus 0.39 mm.